channel. I'm Maryjane Byarm, and if you're not, then welcome. Today's video, or welcome back. Today's video is about how much money it costs to live here in Paris. You guys know that I just recently moved to Paris about almost exactly a month ago. August 2nd, I moved here to Paris. It has always been my dream to move here to Paris, and I can't believe I actually did it at 23 years old. Yes, I am 23, and I moved here all by myself. So I think that I'm a good person to share with young people or anybody how much it is to move here. If you're really interested, if this is something you're serious about, Paris is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I still cannot say that fully because I'm in love with Tokyo and Shanghai. I used to live in China, I used to live in Shanghai, and Shanghai still has my heart. However, Shanghai, Tokyo, Paris, three most beautiful cities in the entire world, and it's a dream to live here. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys literally every detail of what it's like and the cost, how much money you need to have to live a regular life here in Paris, meaning you're able to do normal things like go out to eat with your friends, shop, have a nice apartment, and be comfortable and still have money in your bank account. So in just a minute here, I'm going to be going out and about and showing you guys what I'm talking about, but just to cover like the living expenses. Okay, so I am so blessed, and I live in an apartment right near the Eiffel Tower. Just to flat out tell you the cost of living here, I'm just going to tell you guys, it's about 2,000 euro to 6,000 euro a month. US dollars, that's like $2,300. 2,000 euro is about $2,300. So about $2,300 to like $6,500. That is the cost of living here in Paris, especially depending on where you are. If you are near the Eiffel Tower, like me, you're gonna be having to pay around $3,000 to $4,000 to $6,000. It all depends on what you're looking for. I consider my apartment to be nice, on the nicer side of things. I pay around $3,500 a month for my rent. I'm just being very honest with you guys. I know a lot of you guys want to know this, and that is very common, but I live, like I said, in one of the best areas to live in Paris. There's also Saint-Germain. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous and beautiful. You're looking at $3,500 to $6,000 a month there. Yeah, but Paris is expensive. Groceries are expensive, ridiculously expensive compared to America, in my opinion, but they're quality, so I don't mind paying for it. The food here in Paris is such high quality and delicious, and they really care about where they get their food, how it's imported, where it's imported from, how it's kept, and a lot of grocery stores here do local, so they'll get their produce from local farms, local, you know, stuff. And every time you buy something, it says where it's from. If you're buying raspberries and they're from Poland, it'll say raspberries from Poland. If you're buying blueberries and they were grown in Switzerland, it'll say blueberries grown in Switzerland. So I love that about France in general. Yes, like I said before, I live near the Eiffel Tower, so my rent is a bit more expensive, but you're paying, if you're in Paris and you're living here, most likely inside of Paris, you have enough money to pay for that. I'm very blessed, like I said, to be able to afford something like that and be comfortable, because even if you have $3,500 a month, you still want to have more so that you can live, you know. Paris, like, it's such a beautiful city. There's so much to do here, there's so much to see, and normal things like going out to eat with friends and getting dressed up and going out with your friends, or joining an art class or a cooking class, learning different things like I have recently. I just joined an art class and a cooking class, and I'm very excited to start next month. And shopping and doing things, you still need extra money, you know, for food. You don't want to have to be like, oh, I have no money because all my money went to rent. So the amount I would say that you would need, I'm going to talk about at the end of the video, but yeah, we'll get into all that throughout the video. First thing I want to talk about is first meal of the day. Obviously is breakfast. In France, breakfast doesn't always have to be expensive. It is quite French tradition to have a small breakfast anyways. French people usually have a very light breakfast, unlike America. You know, we do a lot for breakfast in America. Here in France, breakfasts are quite small. Maybe a baguette or maybe a croissant with some coffee or tea and a pastry or something very light you can just pick up at a bakery, or just sit down and, you know, at a table and have a light breakfast before you go to work. It's usually not big, so it doesn't have to be expensive if you're going out to eat, that is. For lunch, it can be quite pricey. Like I said, Paris is an expensive city, so if you're going out to eat, the costs of lunch here are going to be way more expensive than an average lunch in America, just because the prices are racked up. I spend about 25 euro on lunch, which is about 28 US dollars, and that's a very normal price for lunch here. If you're going out to get sushi, if you're going out anywhere really, you're gonna spend around, I'm averaging it, about 25 euro for lunch, unless you are a grocery shopper and you just eat from home. And dinner is around the same or even more expensive, especially the bougier area. Like the bougier the area, the nicer the area you are in, the nicer the restaurant, essentially, meaning the higher the cost. So yeah, food can be quite expensive here in Paris if you're constantly eating out. But if you're grocery shopping, obviously that would be a lot cheaper. And there are a lot of little tiny flea markets that are family owned, and that can really save you a lot of money. This isn't really a video on how to save money. This video is just telling you how much money you might need to live in Paris, so I won't really talk about that. But yeah, food can be quite expensive here in Paris. It can be, I'm just being honest. It really hit me upside the head the first time I came here to Paris, and I had no money because I was traveling. I was on a mission to travel to 100 countries, and I had no money in my pockets. So it really hit me upside the head how expensive food is here. But now I can, you know, take care of it. I'm fine now. Just for the sake of it, I wanted to show you guys French McDonald's. I think it's really cool. So you come in and you order on one of these screens. Out, pay cash. Okay, here we go. You guys know I'm gonna get mac. Oh my goodness, look. Little coated sugar. I've never had this, so I'm gonna get one. And then you order. Your order number is. And then you come over here and pay for your order. After you pay for your meal, you wait over here for them to give it to you. I love French McDonald's because it's the cleanest ones I've ever seen, besides like Japan. Japan has some pretty clean McDonald's, so I'm not gonna lie. I've never had one of these before. Let me taste it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. It's just like a little light, airy puff puffy pastry coated in sugar. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love them. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about transportation here in Paris. Most people do not have a car, although you see cars when you go to, I mean, you see cars, but most people here, as like most cities, do not have cars. They'll have these scooters. That's like, I guess, the most popular way to get around on a daily basis if you're not like an Uber driver or a taxi driver. But other than that, people bike and scooter everywhere a lot. So something really popular here in Paris, if you don't take a cab, which you see right there, because cabs and Ubers are on the more expensive side here in Paris. That's just the way it is. Paris is expensive, bottom line. So what people will do, you'll see them biking. A lot of people bike here just to get around every day. And if you don't own a bike, you can rent one of these through Uber. You see, there's a bunch of different companies though. This is just one. It's called Jump. There's a couple more. There's not just Jump, but they're powered by Uber, and the other ones are powered through the app. And you can see a scooter right there. That's a scooter you can rent, but there's a couple different companies for the scooters as well. And these are very affordable just to get around every day. And it's sometimes quicker than the metro or a taxi, and it's fun. As you can see, this guy is riding one right now. And yeah, you just download the app for it, and it's really quick and really cheap. I take them sometimes.